Hello, hello, everybody. Super happy to be here today. First of all, and before anything else, happy Easter to everybody. I hope that you are having a great momentum with your families. And yes, I want just to be connected with you today because it's a phenomenal, beautiful day. And I had beautiful things to share with you. So before we started, I'm going just to connect with the um, yes, I'm taking notes with the group. Give me 1 second, because there's so many things to share and so many things to comment and to wow, if this is the first time that I'm going to do this thing in my entire 9 years in online business, and it's super interesting. So it's beautiful. I think it's nice. So I'm just wanted to see if I am live in the group because I'm going to okay, here we are. Yes. Wanted to see. And I don't know if someone will come or not. Just wanted to know that if there is any comments, I can answer you the questions. So wow, I am extremely happy to be with you today in this Sunday, Easter, right? In April, in the beginning of April, I started a new 3 months of the second quarter, and incredible things are going to happen because this is the law and this is what is going on. And the intention of this quickly organization of creating these 4 classes in a row to be able to share a little bit of my background and my story and the things that I have improved during the time with incredible tools that I had the opportunity to learn, right? Make me feel the other night um, the importance and the incredible momentum to share with all of you some of the um, techniques and some of the lessons that I got through my entire life that I use in the private consultations and private, one-to-one with my clients, but never I put it together in a manner that can be comprehensive, right? As a public, as just let's talk about it and see how it is. And the reason is because there are techniques and tools that are super connected with the ancient wisdom. They're hidden, they were unknown, right? And sometimes you need time to comprehend and to interiorize all the lessons and all the tip top things to be able to do aha moment and to understand so many incredible things. So that's why I wanted to create these 4 series, not only because I want to share certain things that may um, help you to see life differently and how you live and how you connect with yourself and understand why we have these repetitions again and again, um, and they will give you a little bit the opportunity to understand how we can solve situations. So not only I'm going to share beautiful tips and also to bring you into that awareness for you to research and for you to connect, right? By the end of these 4 days, I am promoting as well 2 beautiful um, programs related to it and another related to business. And the reason is because I saw so many women still struggling to bring their voices and to bring their expertise and their beauty into the world because there are certain things that are still unleashed or still blocked. Okay. So it's my responsibility to start sharing in different manners. So in these 4 series, right, the first that is today, I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story and how the synchronicities are starting to put all the things together and match together, and it's amazing, right? I'm going to speak a little bit about the biography, what that means. It's a practice that is connected through the humankind, the human being, in the history of their story, right? But as well scientifically. And the reasons why it's so important is a technique that I studied for more than 20 years already, 20 years ago. Yeah, it's going to be 20 years. Yeah, because my son is 17. So more than 22 years, actually. I'm losing my age already. More than 22 years. Um, and it's a discipline that makes really a differentiation of how to understand the humankind and the purpose, right? So that will be today a little bit. I'm going to speak about your name and how this is impacting as well the relations and the relations with yourself and some blockages, the culture that you decide to born in, right? And a little bit the plan, the life plan that you decided to live in to be able to keep the tools that your soul needs to up level their awareness and to continue with the mission that you may have. That will be the first day. The second day is going to be, I have my notes here. It's going to be all about the secret behind your family records, right? The not only the Akashic records, but as well the emotions that are hidden in it, the capability to understand the numerology or the gematria, the influences with our name and the numbers behind since we were born, and as well, well, all what is related to the power of yourself with your ancestors, right? I don't know if this is open or not. I don't know. Okay, I hope that someone will appear. I don't know if it's live and you can see it, but doesn't matter. The third one is going to be all related to understanding the coding, right? The gene codes and some other things, and all that is belongs to the Kabbalah and as well other disciplines, right? To understand what it's all about. And of course, as a business owners and entrepreneurs, right, and coaches, we desire to have success and to impact people's lives and to have incredible impact and, inspiration. So we are going to see how these are reaching into the results that you have in your business. So let's do it. Let's really start to speak a little bit about my story, right? And start to understand that we are in a mystery. It's called the mystery of existence. And I am that person that from the beginning, right, I was very lost, but as well, many people decided or wanted that I will be specialized in one other thing. And this is something that I cannot do it. It's like in the olden days, like the scholastics, right? I feel like I'm part of that memory of that fractal that is coming from Aristoteles, right? Socrates, Plato, and all the biggest and the first fathers of the common era, right? Of the thinking, of the thought, of the creation, of the discussion, conversations, and so on. So I felt always like I was part of that lyceum, right? That was built in Greece many years ago before our era, and that they have the opportunity to be masters in botanics, in math, in physics, in zoology, in biology, astronomy. Um, Metaphysics, philosophy, all the kind of doctrines that help us to understand us, understand the way we live, and create that dynamics to expand our awareness about who we are, right? I am that person, and I think that I connect with that fractal. My soul is connected with that fractal because it's easy for me. And a part of that, I'm also sun. I'm a sun in the astral level, right? So that means that gives light to many disciplines to be able to co-create in different levels, but not always was understood, right? So when I was growing up, well, I had really huge difficulties to understand why those things are happening to me, why I have to suffer abandonment, why I have to suffer so many, traumas as I grew, right? And the reasons why my soul choose this kind of pathway. And for those that you believe in God, well, so you will find the answers in that. Those that you belong that belongs in another energy compounds of the universe, you will find the answers in that. And those that believe that our souls comes again and again to the earth to be able to up level the game, as I call it, well, you will have as well the answers, right? Everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own situations, and everybody has their own awareness, and the power of awareness and consciousness will give you the pathway to understand how the earth that we're living in, right, is more than we can see. And one of the things that always I teach to my clients, and sometimes it's a little to in the beginning, to understand all these disciplines, right, and the frequency and energy, quantum physics, and so many others, is to understand that we are playing in different dimensions. Normally, they taught us that we have only three dimensions, and we are much more beyond that, right? We have the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, seventh, and so on. And as well, we have 12 bodies that create with us a very specific energetic compound. But going back to my story, right? As I said, I was in a very wealthy family until the age of 8 years old, and later everything fall apart. And in this fall apart, I have to start creating an incredible way of asking questions about who I was, why this is happening, how I can survive, the reasons how my curiosity brought me to lead myself to find solutions, right? So all these small things that happen to us is part of our biography. So why biography? Well, because in that is all hidden the small details that are super important to understand the pathway, our life plan. And in those life plans, we can absolutely uncover and unlock our true potential with other techniques that we're putting together, right? To bring more awareness about us and for what we need to pass through those things. And we are not a fraction of the unit, of the whole. We are the whole itself. We're the oneness, right? We are connected with the one, and we are just the reflection of that one. The problem is that since we were born, it was always very easy to divide our purposes, to divide the way how we are connecting, and as well to be divided in the purpose of life, right? So that's why the division creates a lack of alignment, and this creates imbalances in our body, our soul, our spirit, and so on. There is two people here. I don't know who is here, so I cannot see you. Let's see. How can I don't know if someone is going to say hi if you are just jumping in, because I cannot see who is here. So I'm sure they're going, and that you're going to have a lot of questions, because this is part of why we can solve situations that give us a stagnation, lack of decision, feeling that you are enough, and so on. So as I said, our biography, we will start with that, will give us a lot of loops about it. And as we go during the days, we're going to understand how our name impact the results that we have, how as well. The culture that we're in and was born impacted as well. The numbers, right? We are also part of the gematria, the numerology. We have certain codes as as we're born that impacting as well the results that we have. So we're going to see a little bit in all these 4 days. So as I was saying, um, our biography is super important to understand them, because in that they will help you to see with all the senses, right, the patterns that you have through the life, and how those patterns are connected as well, not only with the moment that you're living in, not only with the moment that you were born, right? It's not the same to born in 1968 like me, right? The 2007, like one of my sons, completely different choices. And my soul decided that for the purpose of living in that precise moment, in that precise country, and that precise culture, is going to help us to understand the up level, right? If I bring into the awareness the things that I have to overcome. This is one thing. The other thing as well in the biography, right? I study for more than 20 years as well. The all ancient wisdom, and I had the first experience when I was 15 years old, when I as an artist, right, my heart is a soul artist, so I'm creative. I was born with colors, so I was not only born with colors, but as well I was writing a lot, and I won a prize, a very huge prize, that took me to be able to to not to publish, but yes, to be in the newspapers and so on. And they gave me two beautiful gifts. One was coding through music. That was horrible because I was not a musician, so I didn't know how to play with that, but impact me. And the other was a book of the Holocaust, right? And with some symbols on that. So that created, when I opened that book, immediately put me in the memory of something. My memory was completely in pain to feel that I was there, that I felt it the moment where I was killed. And I felt the moment where I had to learn, hey, Gina, that I had to learn and I had to learn a lesson. And this happened when I was 15 years old, right? So that was the second time that I had that experience that opened myself, the awareness to be connected with. I feel that there is something else that I don't see it. I feel that there is some kind of thoughts, of knowledge that I don't know, right? So that was my first awakening when I was 15 years old. From that moment, I started to read a lot about philosophies and a lot about religions. And I was very drawn to the mystical part. I was always looking for the answers. Who am I? Who I am? Why I should pass all these horrible situations, the reason behind I couldn't understand, right? And in that period, of course, I was super young and I was really in the pain mode, in victimism, but I knew there is something else that I couldn't resist, the curiosity. So I was learning a lot about Judaism in that moment because I thought that I felt it because that connection with this book, right, that opened to memories that were in my cellular base, but I couldn't, of course, relate it to that precise moment because I was a normal girl. I was born Catholic or Christian, and I was in Madrid in that period of time with horrible situation with as I grew up, but with the intention to overcome any difficulties, right? So I was very it's okay, Marta. Thank you, thank you. So in that moment, what I wanted to share is like in that biography, when I started to understand the power behind the things that we don't know, right? Doesn't mean that it's not exist. Is that means only that we don't know. So you can put in connection the small dots that is gonna give you the intensity to understand why the things that are happening to me, the reason, the what for what, right? And most of the time you will have as well um, the solutions, because the solutions are in those hidden spots in your biography, is in the name, is in the power of the numbers behind those names that you have it, right? And so on. Well, so I was a little bit my story. Later on, I will tell you why I'm telling you this story. So when I was 21, 21, yes. Um, you see how things are working. Incredible, right? This is the synchronicity, and this is one of the work that I'm doing super deep, because it's super important, not only for understanding our present mode as a human being, but as well to understand your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandparent, in both sides, right? The time where they were born, the city where they were born, the numbers where that they have, and as well the name and the impact behind it. This is absolutely a aha thing for me, right? And so when I was 21, during that period, I was learning so many things about, I mean, Judaism and Israel and so on. I was for 3 years trying to go to a synagogue to look for a rabbi to teach, to taught me things, right? And by the law, by the mystic law of the Judaism, they have to refuse you 3 times to see and to feel that you are completely committed to the intention. So first was a great lesson to be committed about things and to have the word, right? So finally, at the age of 21, 22, I was in a very tough situation. I was early, I was 20, I think 19, 20. Yeah, I'm losing time sometimes. But it has a very tough momentum. And I was working, I think, try to work in a place where I was searching for people that was studying or something like that. And in that period, look at this, had that momentum of opening that book for the Holocaust, put me in the memory of past experiences. And in that lead me later on to meet a person that was connected with Israel. Right? It's super incredible how this is happening. Well, my life plan decided for me to see all the riches and all the understanding to be able to overcome the lessons or to co-create with my biography, with my life, to understand certain things and to be connected with my purpose. So 21 years old, right, was, I mean, I think it was in the early 80s, in the late 80s, right, something like that. So I left everything in Spain and I moved to Israel. And I was looking for the best rabbis in Jerusalem to understand much more things. I'm not going to get into detail, but what I wanted to understand is the capability that we have to be creators of whatever we have. And that's why I'm just starting to speak about those things, because I was super shy. I always related to those things when I have one-to-one clients. If you learn to work into the biography and so on, and understand that there is really the mystery of existence, because there is so many small things that we don't understand that is absolutely there. And not only that, that gave me the opportunity to research, to look for the right people, to understand more things that I couldn't, to feel that maybe I can I mean, I can come here to this earth to propel my intentions for the next level, right? And so on. We have the memories, right? Because from that moment, I did have more memories about other experiences and other lives that was very, very present in the right moment, that lead me to decisions and lead me to connect with people and so on. So when I was in Israel, right, I had the privilege, as I said, in some lives, to study with some rabbis and to feel as well the mystical part of the Judaism, right? So I started to study gematria. Gematria is the numerology, but has more power to comprehend the numbers behind your entire life, right? The coding, those codes, and so on, to understand as well the impact of the letters that you have in your name, and to understand that behind all these, there is a mathematical sequences that are impacting the way how you are living, the way how you are attracting the people to your life, having more results in businesses, for example, and so on and so on. So I studied with those people for nearly 3 years in a kibbutz, right? It was a very cool experience, very tough as well, because you have to learn a lot of things with huge tests and exams. But in that moment, I knew something incredible. So I'm going to tell you the story a little bit. And this is what we're going to see tomorrow, okay? My name, okay, when I was born, I took in consideration the story of my parents, right? I was born in Brazil because I couldn't born in Spain, right? And for personal situation of my parents. Um, but as well, my mother, right, during the pregnancy, she was hiding me. So the family didn't know that I was born, I think. And not only that, when I was born, the first thing that she said is she a boy? Because if it's a girl, please change it. So imagine the energetic compound behind that words. And we're going to see the importance of word. And that's why if you or were working with me, always I said, we're going to work very deep down into the words and the energies and the energetics behind, because it has an incredible impact about success and about beauty and love and so on. So my name, right? I was studying with those rabbis, and I said, "Freaking Maya, why this is happening to me? Why I suffer so much? Why I suffer? My sisters, and I, and so on." So I started to get into the numbers and started to understand the energy of the letters of my name. And of course, I study Hebrew, right? And is the energy behind the Hebrew, because it's a divine word, it's a divine language, has a very specific input of interaction with the divine, if you want to say something, right? So I study Hebrew and the whole Hebrew as well, and how the letters of the Hebrew alphabet with the numbers, with the gematria in the metaphysical world, right, are impacting. Yes, it's so interesting, right, Gina? I was incredible because that gives an aha. It's like I'm capable of everything. Now I understand why this is happening, right? And that's the tools that we need to absolutely create synchronicities and to fulfill our wishes and the senses and so on. So my name, right? They have to put. My mother loved Carla, right? But because of the timing that I was born in Brazil or Spain, the mentality, the culture was Spanish, right? Was in 1968 in Spain, but as well worldwide, we have also an energy that impacted all the people that were born in that period. Okay, so 1968 September means as well fall, means as well falling, means as well many things energetically, right? So they couldn't put my name with alone like Carla, and that's it. But not only this, they have to put Maria at first, because all the people and all the women and that was born in Spain in that period, they have to be, or most of the girls were Maria and most of the boys were Joseph, right? And the third name is Elena, from my grandmother. Imagine the energy that I had in my shoulders from the beginning. And not only that, that every letter has a number. Every letter, for example, M, right, from the M of the Hebrew alphabet is has a connotation that is a little bit different from the normal alphabet, right? There is 22 letters in the alphabet, in the Hebrew alphabet, in the other is 24. So and also because we don't, Hebrew, you don't write with vowels, right? It's all symbols. So it's another thing to pay in consideration. But for example, my name, M, that I don't use, I was hating all the time to use it. I use only Carla, right? I know later that because all these small details, right? In Hebrew, I don't know if I can put this, maybe you can see, okay. I'm going to do like it nice. I don't know. I'm going to draw my name in Hebrew, like this you can see a little bit. So in Hebrew, we will see this tomorrow. This is my name in Hebrew, Carla, right? And we write from right to left. So Carla is a combo of few letters, but as well in Hebrew, car, right? These two, because Hebrew is very interesting. It's like a hieroglyphs. It's like a you have to see you have to see the word to understand the concept, because it's very symbolic, all the letters, right? So Carla in Hebrew means cold. It means you're going to resist whatever if you don't put yourself on the front line, right? So the work that my shadow all the time, because of all the situations that I was born and I was living in through my biography, always was to put in, I was the firstborn with my family, very rich, and suddenly someone cut me the head, right? And put me on the second, third line. So I was all the time with that energy compound without understanding, even I was smart, I was very committed, I was not breaking the seal, always was there, right? So it's very important that we pay attention about those things, because that's why many times we are super stuck and we don't understand why, right? Oh, Gina, my Wendell, but I could not resonate with it, so I changed it to Catherine. Then I was older and used it. My middle name, Gina, at first, Gina means queen. Pete, you're giving me so much more, Luca. Yes, exactly. But not only the meaning, it's as well the compound, right, energetically that are behind our momentum that we decided to come into earth, right? And as well the energetics that and the consciousness that is in the collective as well. Super important, because only then you can absolutely match the two energies and to understand and to heal those pathways that we use as we came into this moment, right? So Carla, in this case, I have to do a lot of work to acceptance, the acceptance of my names, and not solo Spanish. Not only that, my parents, right? They have to mix the last names because I was not welcoming, right, in Spain. That's why I was born in Brazil, and they have to do incredible things with these last names. That impacts a lot the results that we have. But at the same time, it's a decision that our soul made to create a life plan into it, right? So it's super important. Not only that, that we have to put as well in tune, right, the numbers that we have. We all are part of this incredible net of math and quantum physics. That's why when I teach my clients or I teach my beautiful ladies to thrive, right, is the work that you don't see that is done to be able to unleash what is blocked, right? So I work a lot with the astral, because isn't the astral where the emotions and the things are happening in the unseen world, as I said, like that. So we have to bring all the time the awareness and consciousness, and the numbers behind as well of our names has an incredible impact of how aware are we going to be, but as well the influences energetically we are going to have certain patterns, right, or overcome certain situations that belongs to our biography. Yeah. my mother, I was told, was drunk with me, and I was taken by my grandma at 2 years old. So I have that energy surrounded. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So as well, all what is addictions, right, is the lack of recognition, is the lack of validation, is the lack that is coming from abandonment or a huge trauma that happened from the beginning, right? Could be in the pregnancy, but as well could be in the first 7 years of the lady, lady, of the child, and 14 years old also as well. In this period is when all the imprint, right, the print of our souls are given. So we need to be as well very aware about that. I grew up with an alcoholic father and a narcissistic mom. Holocaust affected my family as well. Yes, exactly. So that period, my biography, that's why in our biography and the work behind it is incredible because it's putting you into the awareness, the reasons why you have to pass through those things and the reason behind for what I do have to pass through those things and to thrive in the momentum with releasing the agreements that we don't desire anymore, right? So that's the important thing to really understand why we should pay attention about that. So I just wanted to put my notes here. Yeah. So for us to really unlock our highest potential, right, is to understand those synchronicities, is to really pay attention that we are beyond what we see. It's not like it just was born, we have a education, we're getting married, we have the kids, we have a great profession, and we are dying, and that's it. I don't think so, right? And those that we are a little bit more perceptive and we have this awareness and we question things, the power of questions is one of the things that we're going to teach you on the third day, is how you can reveal your potential or unlock your potential, right, in manner that you can or you didn't think about it or felt about it, right? And why this is important? Well, in our biography, right, we have a period of 7 cycles as we were born. Okay, so every 7 years of the life of a person, things happen. There are incredible laws of nature that they are all similar. Sorry, and all everybody that is in Earth are having those same influences, right? No matter what, if you are here or you are in the States or you are in, I don't care, everybody, because it's a law. It's not a rule, it's a law. It's a law of the human being. Okay, so every 7 years things happen. There is a huge important moment at 9 years old, right? It's a huge important moment at 18 years old because it's a node, it's a moon node that has a very shaking moment for the life of a person. The next one will be a 42 years old. It's another period where there is a huge breakthrough moment. There is a lot of people that maybe are getting divorced in this area or changing. It happened to me, right? At the age of 42, I left everything behind again in Europe and I came to the States without nothing, anything. Always I'm confusing nothing, anything. Okay. So 42 is a huge age to pay attention into it because there are as well certain energetic compound influences that are from the law of nature that are impacting the capability for the humankind to be aware about things. Later on, it's another stage of 56. The era of the 49 and above is the mastery, actually, and the 56 is another point in life that is crucial to 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 put into service that mastery, right? The pathway and the crucial momentum to create that legacy that you know that exists within you. So important. But in that biography, we are going to understand that we are going all to have those experiences, right? those experiences are going to create a neural pathways in the pole, right, in the neurological pole, that is going to create a reaction or be proactive, right, into the emotional part, and that will lead us as well to take action or not to take action, and have results or not to have results. Okay, so when we are healing those parts and we are bringing into the awareness those energetics, right, without being engaged in the part of those that are super low frequencies, then is when the quantum leaps is created. Then is when you started to see absolutely the impact of the situations that you choose to live in, to be able to upgrade your soul to the next level and to connect with that legacy that you desire to create. So that's incredibly important, because it's going to give you as well the awareness about how you can do better and how you can have that voice and so on. But we have to take in consideration a lot of the small details, right? Like the numbers. I am number 5. So this is a very interesting number, right? Of creation, co-creation, intuition, so on. Is Hamsa in Hebrew, right? Evolves, the importance to be very aware, very balanced into the thinking process, into the positivism, no matter what, bringing into the harmony, into the life that I live, right? And to create an impact in manners that are very intuitive or more perceptive and so on. So it's important to understand. And then the numbers is coming from all your names, right? For sure. And as well the date of birth and the date of the timing that you were born and so on. So it's crucial to understand that. As I said before, the names as well. When you change the way how you see your name and how you are co-creating with your neural pathways through the writing, that's why writing is super important. And that's why the kids right now having such incredible problem, because we are avoiding the connection in between the imagination, the coordination that our neural pathways has through the action, that is the hand, and put it into a paper, creates a new vision, a new image in our brain that creates different results. That's why so many kids right now, they don't have that, and they're just clicking without connectivity. So that's why there are such incredible hyperactivity, dissociation, and so on. Incredible things. And to us, the same, right? So when we are putting the work into a pencil or into colors, right? I do work with this work that I'm speaking about with colors. That my one of my biggest tools, not only colors but also the drawing some letters from the Hebrew alphabet as well, and mandalas, because we will create a new neural pathways that will bring you solutions. Okay, so super important to always please have a journal with you to be able to write it, because only we are just in them. Yes, it's super important. This should be a great year for you, since this is, yes, it's absolutely. I will be 58 next month. Sorry. Okay, that's why, Anne, I can understand so many things are happening to you, and this is stagnation because you're close to 59, right? And this is where all the energetics, all the law around is confusing. It's like you are in the storm, and many things are pumping without coordination or stability, right? And the soul is overwhelmed, and is needed to really do a rewire momentum to analyze very well all the steps and all the synchronicities to be able to unleash the full potential in here. It is so confusing. Yes, art therapy. This is what I work with. Art therapy and colors, intuition with art, and so on. So the biography itself is the art, actually, to understand the humankind, right? By knowing what is not knowing. Is by understanding those laws that are for everyone in this moment that we're living in, and why we choose the momentum that we're living in. And not only that, when we are creating a new neural pathways about how you write your name, um, how you work with the vowels and consonants through the sound, right? You created a new neural pathways in your brain that is going to help you to expand and to attract the abundance that you desire. And the reason is because you don't put more resistance. And that's one of the key of the law of abundance. This is super important. I will be 52 this year and I'm number 7 pathway. Okay, that's great. So 52, you're like me. We were born in 68. Well, 60, I will be 53 this year. So it's too big, this number. So yes, so we are balancing, right? At 49, as I said, it was a huge moment of confusion, or could be as well like a kind of patterns that are repeating, because the same things are happening to from 0 to 7, 7, 14, 14, 14, 21 are repeating as a mirror in the adult life if we didn't overcome it, or even if we didn't break through it. Okay, so that's why we have to be super aware. We have to live the life completely in, right? And be absolutely asking questions, is to do the alchemia, is to be the alchemist of our lives. We cannot be just waiting for who, right? We have to be absolutely in tune with all these things. So yes, for 52 is well, it's a moment where you make decisions and you shift things, and no more bullshit. It's like, okay, if I want to play, I want to play, boom, right? And I have to be very aware about the circumstances. I have to make decisions, personal decisions, and as well transitional from work or profession, and to be very in tune with what matters, right? Because we start the mastery. It's a process of recognizing in ourselves our mastery, and to unleash the rest that is not serving us, right? And for me, it has been really a tough momentum of maybe, I mean, 49, yeah, 49 was, I nearly lost my son. I went to divorce. I was separated. Was a kilombo. Was nothing working. Was completely a chaotic moment for me, because exactly was, okay, now what? What is your next step? Are you truth with yourself? Are you authentic with yourself? Right? Things are happening to you to do the calibration that you need to be able to be in alignment again. No more bullshit. Exactly. Sorry, normally I'm not saying those words, but I think that we need to say it when it's not anymore needed, right? So we have to pay attention about those dynamics and be very creative with that, because it's a journey. We have to live our lives 100% and so on. So I was saying before that there is 5 more incredible things that you're going to learn as well past tomorrow, when I will speak about the gene keys more in detail. But there are 5 incredible things that we can do. And one of those is observation, is the way how we are contemplating life. And we are creating those moments to be able to be absolutely in tune with the silence that we need to appreciate life, right? And this is one of the things that I put a lot of intuition and intention to bring into the awareness everything in life, because from that period of stillness and observation, miracles are happening, and we can collapse time. We can create the next level. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur, we can create incredible things, right? But before, we need to unleash those things that are still tied to our shoulders and so on. Another thing that I'm going to speak about was tomorrow is as well the psychosomatic of the illnesses, the psychosomatic of certain patterns and emotions that are stuck in our bodies, right? And because we don't have that training, we cannot figure out the meaning of those messages. So I'm going to speak a little bit about how doubt and procrastination and fear can impact and can tell us through the body language certain things. What else I wanted to share with you? Yeah, one of the things are that we need to reveal ourselves, right? We have to spoke out loud about, yes, I am enough. Yes, I have that purpose, and I have to unleash that purpose, right? And unlock it, the potential that is within me, no matter what. No matter what. We are here for a reason, and maybe tomorrow is not there anymore. Which kind of memory we want to create, right? So when you are creating the awareness about your ancestors, right, that we will speak about tomorrow, who were your parents? Who were your mother? What is history behind it, right? And how many things are repeating through it? You will be amazed about the things that you can put into with those to unleash and unlock this potential and to release it and not to be anymore in your today. And the reason is because with these codes or these ways, you can really heal 7 generations in the past and to propel better feeling and beautiful things energetically for the generations in front of me, right? And I can see it perfectly. I have to do an incredible work with my mother's side, all my mothers, the matriarchs, right? Incredible. And this is, I know that this is going to affect my daughter. And my daughter has patterns still from these generations, 7 generations apart of it. So we have to decode it, we have to clean it, we have to really bring it into the awareness. And as I said before, even if you think that you or you don't know, doesn't mean that you can know the unknown. Make sense? Yeah, exactly. So it's all about a whole journey. We have to bring into the awareness our shadows, to work on those shadows, to be able to unleash our gift and to be able to up level the gift to the divine, right? And in the moment that we are aware about this, everything is possible. That's why so many women, or in general, mm, entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches, etc., they don't have the results because they don't pay attention about the small details, right? And they're all the time tapping and tapping to the seal again and again. Yep, so much on your mother's side. So as well, in that case, the work to do is okay, your entire name, the numbers, right, that are controlling the energetics, or they are influencing, I don't like controlling, influencing the energetics that you have. Um, your last name, right? And from where those are coming, to understand as well the letters that they are in the names of your parents, right? And the grandparents. And this is super important because or is energy, math, and physics point. There is no more. Is the electromagnetic compound field that we are building for us to thrive or to be stuck. Point. Period. No, no point. Period. There is no more than that. All right. So this is important. All right. What else? Yeah, so one of the things that for you to be and to maybe work on it, even though we will do maybe on the third day, yes, on the third day, an exercise is to start feeling your path, your plan, your life plan, right? And no matter what the experiences that we had, we can shift the things that we have in the day. It's just to bring it into the awareness and the power of consciousness and the contemplation, and to be very aware about it has to be as well with the moment that we're living in. All right, everybody knows that we are now in the Aquarius era. Doesn't have the same impact that living in Pisces, right? Completely different energetic compound. And this is going to affect us. It's affecting already, but as well it's going to affect the new generations in the decisions makers. As well, the pandemic. Why the pandemic started in 2020 with a new decade. There is an influence and in the cosmos, right? Energetically. Do we understand it? How this impacting my decisions and my attitude, my intentions has to be as well connected with your numbers, with your own energetic um, code or genetic code, right? Maybe yes. So all is completely related. And as well, when we come to the earth, for those that believe that there is a recognition, right? There is an influence between the planets and some other astral compounds as well. So all these small things are, as I said before, when I opened the chat, the live streaming, that I feel like I have that fractal from Aristotle and Plato and so on, because my interest to understand the humankind and human being in all the areas is part of my life. I love to know and I want to have discussions about biology, metaphysics, philosophy, zoology, um, nature, and so on, right? There is a resonation, there is something there that is connected with my memory in my cells that is not coming from now, it's coming from time and time, right? So we all are like a kind of souls or all souls, ones more than others, but for sure we have the opportunity to up level the game and to be astronomic successful in anything that you can have. And all this that I'm going to teach has as well the impact in their business. The thing is, I didn't never taught it in a group or spoke about it, only one to one when the people were coming for specific things, right? And another thing, the same awareness that we have us, right, in our consciousness, the same awareness has the planet. So it's a cycle, is we are cyclical, right? And we have to be very aware in which period of this growth collectively we are immersed in, right? And there are many forces at the same time. So we have to be very aware about this. That's why it's super important to be absolutely successful. And that's it. I don't know what time is it. Wow, 1 hour. Woohoo. All right. So for today, okay, for those that you just came, do a hashtag replay. And if you have any questions, just make it in the comments. And tomorrow I will come again. I said 3:30 or tomorrow 12. I don't know. I have to say it. I will tell you. And tomorrow is going to be all about the secret behind your name and family records a little bit, right? I'm going to put more exercise and as well some details about the biography, because for me to be a counselor in biographical work, well, it's a period of many years of studying and you have great tests, right? And you have to study a lot of biographies to understand the patterns of the psychology, the patterns in the body, right? Answers, um, the understanding, the shift in between the problem and the solutions, right? And so I study biographies as Golda Meir and Steve Jobs and some other that you can see, right? Of course, Maria Teresa, Santa Teresa de Calcutta, Gandhi, Aristotle's, right? Trump, and well, and some other people that is very interesting because when you and Marie Curie is amazing. So when you study the biography for many years, you have to pull all the patterns and the psychological and as well physiological patterns, and to understand how you can bring light to those shadows in manners that are super beautiful and easy. And so tomorrow we're going to see a little bit more about numbers and names and so on. And on Tuesday will be all about understanding the codes, right? And Wednesday will be all about okay, how this can impact for good the business side if you have. And of course, I'm going to speak about some programs that I'm going to offer as well. One related to it, right? That's called Unlocking Your Potential. And the other is connecting with business and how you can thrive in online business. That is more in depth using those techniques as well. So that's it. Thank you very much for being. If you have any questions, yes, please put it in comments. And I will love more, I will be more than happy to share with you insights or help you to unleash. And by the way, do you know that there are some codes as well that is related to your wealth, prosperity, and abundance? That's why this group is called the Abundance Coaching Institute, because there is an incredible pathway to bring more wealth and beauty and money and so on. So we have to be super aware about those things. And we have the wand, right? We have all the beauty to really spark ourselves in our lives to in levels that we didn't even think about it, right? So please, let's do the work together. We can do this together and we can absolutely thrive. Yeah. Gina, okay. I've been looking at the judgmental parents in me, really need to pay attention to that meaning. Yes. So judgmental as well is a lack of recognition. And you need, when we judge all the time is okay, how much I am not enough to be able to tap into my greatness, right? So I need to put myself all the time in others as well and to myself for not being okay, for not being up level, for not being um, loved, recognized, and so on, right? So when release that energy, right, that is mostly related to the mother pattern, then we can show up and that's it without expecting, without being, related to no one. Just be connected with your core. And this is when not judgmental is coming. It's just you're free from that. So it's super cool. All right, ladies. So please, please, please enjoy your Easter, right? I'm going now to enjoy my Easter with my family. It's a beautiful day here. And that's it. Just be very, very in tune with um, we are we need to master our existence in manners that they are super in tune with our core and source. So just let's ask questions and let's build up that image of ourselves as a queens, right? As the goddess that we are in the kingdom that we are right now, to put in service all the goodies and all the things that we have with no limitations. We're super cool. So that's it. Do the work. Bye bye. Take care. Have a wonderful day.